So the elevator trip is fast and smooth, and as you come to the stop,
Elevators that actually work. Imagine that.
yeah, hey, if something breaks there, they just fix it themselves with alien tech.
Oh
You'll be
God.
lucky to not end up on the moon in their elevators. Um, the doors open after the elevator loudly dings. It's like the one thing that's not quiet on this ride. And you step out, and there is like a hallway um that leads down a little bit and branches out into this other massive research and development wing. And a security guard walks up to you. Says, excuse me, sirs. He seems like he's a little awkward, like you're not the usual guests on this floor. So he's like, all right, am I handling this according to protocol? Am I using the right term? Like, whatever. He's like, I'm just gonna do my job. Try to ignore the fact that you guys are Power Rangers. Um, you're here to see Dr. Tam?
Yes, please.
Follow me. He's got this very militaristic nature, and he starts walking down the hallway towards the expanded room area. And you see a few scientists working on different projects scattered around the room. You see some sparks fly from one scientist, and he starts giggling because he's finally gotten a response from what he was working on. Others are working very diligently at their computers. None of them even notice you. And then there's Dr. Tam, who is a young, probably late 20s, early to mid 30s at the oldest man who wearing his lab coat, and he practically jumps around his desk and starts power walking over to you guys. And he's like, "Wow, Power Rangers. Huge fan. What can I do for you guys today?" And he's like almost like aggressively, like violently shakes your hands because he's excited.
Can we talk to you in private for a moment?
Oh, yeah, sure.
We
He
have a
brings you over to his desk, and as you stand like around the desk, he presses a button, and you can see like um the glass like walls come up from the floor to complete like an enclosure around his desk, and then it does that whole frosting effect. And if you weren't wearing your helmets, your ears would have popped. You're now in a like negative pressure, soundproof enclosure. What can I do for you guys? I'm always happy to help the Power Rangers.
we have a bit of a delicate situation.
Okay.
Do you remember what was it
Few
a few
weeks.
weeks ago?
Yeah, it would have been a few weeks.
A few weeks ago, there was all sorts of strangeness happening.
You mean that weird temporal disturbance that caused people to disappear?
Yeah.
I'd say that was strange. Yeah, I remember that.
Okay.
We've been
What
kind of
when
looking into it, and
um
think we think we found something, but we can't be certain.
what when whatever caused the event happened, it unfortunately whatever it's done has left certain energy contaminants in and around the area. This means that any of our existing sensor technologies cannot work around. Basically, it's blocking out our existing tech to be able to look into the situation.
Okay.
we were hoping that we could either borrow or have you use it. Your good listener
You see
to
this
help
look of
us
like
filter
shock
out
come
the
over his face.
energies.
How did you hear about Good Listener?
Outside meta question for a moment.
Yeah.
How did Zordon find out?
Oh man. Oh man, here we go. Now we're just gonna go down a rabbit hole. Like, does anybody even know about Zordon? Do we explain to him? So we got this robot.
Zordon,
I have a
alien
plan.
technology advanced and a robot entire thing. So it's not entirely out of the bag that they could get something like that.
I have an option if you need me to.
Well,
I just wanted to ask
Zordon-
the DM first.
Zordon has, because of his Eltarian technology, he's able to get information more easily. That's why as soon as a monster spawns, oh look, I know exactly what the hell it's called.
Okay, I have a possible answer.
So he basically pulls a Cerebro.
Yeah, I mean
Basically.
he's a floating head
He
tapped
is,
into the morphing grade.
He is the internet.
He knows all. He sees all.
Yeah,
I thought
okay.
I thought he was a person in that floating head tube.
That was in the movie. His
Well-
body. If you go by comics, his body's been decimated.
Okay, yeah, that's fair.
And
Okay,
It's just his spirit now.
yeah,
getting caught in a time warp is freaky business.
yeah.
So it's whatever the person telling the story wants to have it be.
Okay, I got it. Leave it to me, Colin.
Go ahead.
Okay. Your company works with alien tech. You're cutting edge tech, and the Rangers, whether it's our generation or previous generations of us, have always had our eyes and our ears open. And we hear things. Most of the time, we don't need to do anything about it. But you can imagine someone who does not necessarily have good intentions getting a hold of technology they shouldn't. How bad that could possibly be.
Okay. Give me a persuasion skill check.
Okay, one moment. Oh yeah,
Let me
persuasion
find-
skills, I forgot about that.
And let me find his stats. Okay, there we go. 5 pages off.
Oh, that's
Oh,
pretty
yeah,
damn
it's right
good.
there.
24.
Okay.
Too shy of my theoretical maximum at the moment.
He looks and he says, or he's like looking at you. He goes, you know what? That makes absolute sense. I would do the same thing. Okay. Well, and he starts thinking things over and he goes, it's still experimental. And I mean, I want to let you guys use it. I trust you. Can you give me any more information about what is, like, how it's going to be used?
One moment. This is me spitballing, so this is out of.
Yeah.
I just need to spitball for a moment. So we're using the scanner good listener, to act as a filter or a new type of scanner? What
You're
exactly?
basically, from the way Zordon explained it, you'll be combining it with existing technology that you have at the command center to get past the interference and triangulate the source of the initial energy wave as a means to eventually lead to stopping it from ever happening again and
Yeah.
possibly get the kidnapped or the taken people back.
Use it to boost, scan,
Well,
and
that's easy
triangulate.
enough. 3, 2, 1, play on.
And scene.
Right now, our plan is to combine it with our sensor array to be able to move past the interference that I was telling you about, to be able to triangulate the source of the wave. Once we know where the coordinates for that, we're going to be doing some search and rescue. Not everyone. There's still plenty of people missing from that incident that we need to find and bring home.
And you see him almost like he's doing the math in his head. Give me one more persuasion check.
22 crit on the skill die.
Okay. So you see him start rubbing his chin like he's really in thought. Pulls out a pen and starts writing some symbols and numbers down on a piece of paper. And you see him draw some lines and he's doing other things. And it's like he's almost forgotten that there are two Power Rangers standing right next to him.
I just let him
And he's
do his
just,
thing. I know
yeah,
better than interfering with the sciencey types when they're doing stuff.
Yeah, if anything, John's just thinking, I wish I was smart enough to understand what I'm looking at.
and he suddenly just stands upright. He goes, huh. Okay. So in order to use good listener to help in your ways, you're going to need to go to multiple locations, and he just starts rambling. All this stuff about trajectory and locations and all this information, and it is going right over your heads. And then he stops and goes, "Oh, sorry, I got lost in the math again."
That's fine.
And he goes, "Yeah, okay. You're gonna need to take it with you. So here's how it works." And he gives you the rundown of basically how it works. A lot of technical jargon that he tries to kind of dumb down. Does not do it very well. He's used to talking to other scientists, but you get the general idea. That you do have to. It's got to be hooked directly into another scanning device. And you're gonna have to move around to specific locations. But he then lowers the privacy wall. He says, "Come with me." And he walks over to a small, well, like a double door size vault door built into a wall. And he puts his hand against a seemingly normal tile. And you see a green light from beneath the tile just scan his hand, and the door opens. He steps inside. So you guys need to wait outside though. Walks into the vault. You hear a couple of buttons being pushed, and another safe door open, and he comes out with a box. Inside this box is Good Listener, and it's about the size of it's maybe about 8 to 10 inches squared or cubed, actually. And he says, you got to be very careful with the box. Keep it inside the box until you're ready to use it. And you're ready to connect it with your device. This is proprietary tech. And he goes over to his desk, signs a document, and presses a button on the desk, which you've come to realize it wasn't paper that he was writing on. It was like a whiteboard, a digital whiteboard built into his desk. And he just sent the authorization forms for you guys to leave with this box, so the security won't stop you.
Nice.
And just, I know your jobs can get pretty hectic and dangerous. This is the only prototype. Please try not to damage it. And he hands you the box. And says, good luck.
Thank you.
And the security guard that brought you over comes back. And doesn't even say anything to you this time, just kind of extends his hand pointing towards the elevator. Like he's waving you to go back there. Do you follow him or?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. He walks with you over to the elevator. You swipe the key card on the panel. Doors open. You go in. He gives you like a little good luck type nod. And then the doors shut and you head down to the lobby. As you come out, you see over by the reception desk there is now like 6 or 7 other young receptionists standing there, almost as giddy as the first one was. Just excited to see Power Rangers.
It's the uniform, right? They dig the uniform.
Chicks dig the suit. Chicks dig the Zord.
Chicks dig the core.
And you see that the one that you talked to already is standing there, same as she was before, trying to keep her composure. And as you're walking by with the box in hand, she's like, excuse me.
Yes.
I need the key card back.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. I'll hand her the key card.
She takes it from you, blushes, and all her like fellow receptionists are kind of like giddy with her. You can tell that these women do not get out much at all. Or they just have no social life.
They're book talk girls.
She thanks you for giving the card back. And she says, thanks for coming to Emigren. Have a good day.
You too. Thank you.
Well,
and as you approach the front door, the security guard stationed inside swipes his card and the door opens. And you see that there is a small group of people standing around the Uma Riders.
Sorry. I just had this whole like image in my head of like chirping the lock alarm. just
remotely revving the engine.
Oh man. If
all you hear, instead of a chirp alarm or a revved engine, you hear a horse.
Yeah. Sorry. Excuse us.
Mission? Ricky talking, not me.
Wait, what happened? What'd you say?
Ricky's just like through the
Don't
comms,
say
been
it.
observing. He's been observing through the windows, like you guys going along the places, and he's like, "Well, that was slightly boring, but that's good."
Boring's great. It's okay.
Oh, you don't want boring?
It's
okay, hang on.
Nah.
Yeah, boy.
Nah.
Yeah, boy. TPK.
It's
Now
since you
I
bring
roll well.
Zed along now, please.
Yeah.
No, it's the classic. It's the classic. Boring is good.
Yeah.
It's just not what we're used to.
What do you think was scarier, the armed men or all the receptionists that appeared out of the ether?
Well, to be honest, Ricky was not there to be socially awkward, so he's fine.
All right, I'm gonna go ahead and like walk up to the Uma Rider and like essentially make myself seen and try to get myself onto my bike.
Okay. The crowd parts. They're just excited to see actual Power Rangers. They weren't sure if it was going to be cosplayers. But they see you and they're like, okay, yeah, these guys are legit.
Man, I thought it was gonna be He-Man.
You
knew it was happening,
I'm
guys.
I'm just gonna go over the comms just to fuck with John and Jonas and be like, "Hey, me and Ricky made some nice schmoes. Do you want some?" He purposefully says s'mores wrong.
We got the. I guess we're fucking. Let's ride off into the sunset, Jonas. I mean, I'm not gonna call you Jonas out loud. You ready to ride off into the sunset?
Yeah, let's go.
Hi ho, Silver, away!
Meanwhile, we just get teleported back to the center, and we're just there, still relaxing when you guys arrive.
Ricky and Donovan teleport once they realize that there's no need for them to be standing there. And Jonas, as you and John take off on the Uma Riders down the street, you feel the sensation that you're being teleported. And as you ride away, all that the assembled people see is you and the Uma Riders just teleport and disappear.
Great Scott!
If there was any doubt that you guys were legit Power Rangers, it is now gone.
It admittedly would have been funny if one of them's like, I don't know, man, that looks pretty fake.
I've seen some pretty good CGI.
That'd probably be me if I was down there.
Now, you all reconvene in the command center.
Hey guys,
Alpha
how's
comes
it going? Want to smoke? Casually pulls out s'more from nowhere.
Alpha comes over, takes the box from you, opens it up, and pulls out the energy analyzer known as Good Listener. And you can see on like a work tray, there's another familiar piece of technology next to it. And he goes to start working on them. And Zordon starts speaking. Excellent work, Power Rangers. Alpha and I have tracked down the quadrant of the Black Eye Galaxy from where the Machine Empire originated the assaults on Angel Grove. The trouble is, however, that our search has narrowed down the location to any one of roughly 1,000 planets and their various satellite bodies, such as moons and pseudo-solid rings. That is still an extremely large area of space to search, so we need you to use the good listener device to narrow things down.
Yeah.
There are 5 locations you need to go to in order to align the signal to triangulate the location or the source of the initial energy wave. The first is the top of the Harrison Street apartments. And everybody give me a culture skill check, please.
All right.
And we're going to use this for all of the locations to see if you know anything about them. So Ricky doesn't know anything.
Baby!
Yes.
That is 23 with a crit on the D4.
Okay.
17.
Okay. Fade, what you get for a culture check? Oh, he's muted. Are you there, Fade?
You are muted.
Yeah.
Fade.
Sorry,
There he is.
I was doing something. My bad.
All right. Give me a culture skill check.
Oh, oh Lord. How do I roll if I have a snag? Just 2d20s?
Yeah, do /R space 2d20. You can re-roll that
damn.
one. So just do /R1. Yeah, there you go. All right. So you basically got a 10. All right. So all of you have some familiarity with the locations. John, actually no, I'm sorry. Ricky does not.
I was about to say, how
His
do
mind
I?
his mind is a void. John, you instantly when you hear each of those locations, there's something about it you know. And Jonas, you are familiar. It takes you a minute or so to realize why you're familiar with these areas. But then a pattern starts to emerge. First one is the top of the Harrison Street apartments, which is the roof of Jason's apartment complex. Then there is the Municipal Gardens gazebo, where Aisha went missing. Hole 7 Frisbee Golf at Fielding Park, which is I forget who went missing there. Let me see. Did someone go missing there, or was it just something else? Because you've gone to Fielding Park a couple of times. Yeah, Fielding Park is where you you dealt with some putties that were interrupting a picnic. The roof of Angel Gate Mall, where you met your new good buddy Genghis Khan. And the tunnel exit on Shukheim Island. That's 5. And Shukheim Island is, of course, the island above the entrance to the Dragonzord's lair. Zordon continues on saying, you have to use the good listener device at each of these locations long enough to triangulate a signal. You have to one of you will have to use the device you'll have to spread out who uses it at which location, because this is not just going to a location, using the device, and getting a result. You have to send an enhanced signal burst along the remnants of the energy path up into space. So you need to have a clear line of sight of the sky. And it will require a power boost from whoever uses it. You will have to be morphed, and you will have to give a portion of your morphed energy to the device to power it. And it will take roughly 30 to 60 seconds to get an accurate reading. Now, Alpha hands you the now adjusted device, and the piece of equipment that was familiar was the Energic Analyzer. The same device that you used to absorb a lot of the mechanomantic static in the past. John.
Seeing as this one just ran up to me, I'm gonna go ahead and swing on it. Probably say something stupid like, "Your mother was a lopsided teapot." 21, no crits.
He stares at you in confusion as you cut him in half.
I would be confused if I was cut in half as well.
You still got another attack.
Yeah, so I'm gonna come over here and swing on this guy. That is 19.
The bottom one?
Yep.
Alright. You also now see the... you have a good view of the one that you thought you saw before, and now you also see the other one that's in there.
I'll go ahead and use Dodgy, and that'll be my turn.
Okay. Ricky.
Hello. So, let me see if around here is enough. No, I need one more step forward. Boop. Ricky's going to... Wait, no, maybe didn't need that step forward. Nope. No, he did. Ricky's going to do that movement and then once again use the ultimate effect of my bow for 2 attacks at 1, 2 attacks against 2 targets. Special line. I got first attack against this guy. That is not a crit again. It's the damn D2 that keeps tripping me over.
Which
But
one is it? This guy that's right here in front, or?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
It's this guy. It's 1
right.
damage.
And I don't think Pink Rangers get a second attack.
No, but I'm using the alternate effect of my bow. I get
Okay.
a downshift of 1, and I get to do like
That's
a
right.
mini volley.
Yeah, there you go.
Yep. I don't get it, but I get a weapon that lets me do it. And now, once again, but against the one up there.
Okay.
It's So that's another 9. Okay.
Wait, what was the first one?
The first roll that I did was a 21, not a
Okay.
hit. But now
All
it's
right.
another 9 again.
Okay. When you said another 9, I'm like, wait a minute. I thought it was higher than that.
No, it's
All right,
because
this one was a miss.
last turn, my second shot was also a 9, even though there's a very big difference in the amount of dice I rolled.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, this one misses.
And I guess still have enough free actions left to just do dodgy and free action. To do free action dodge and hard targets.
Okay.
Yo. 24 evasion.
Donovan, you're up.
Shit.
Just leave your character looking that way. It's looking in the direction that you were heading. I'm starting to get used to it.
Right.
Is it even possible to shoot with everyone there?
Yeah.
I left you an open space.
Alright. Yeah, I'm just gonna shoot Buddy. Wanna.
You've got one more attack left, but I think they're out of range of your weapon.
You could use the secondary range.
My
thing.
weapon says reach 45 to 90 feet. 45/90.
So basically what it is anything from 0 to 45 you roll normally. Anything from like 45 to 90 in that second range, it's at snag. Anything beyond that you can't hit.
So I can't hit it.
You can with a snag.
Yeah, you have to roll it at snag.
So how would I do that?
That's 2d20, take the lowest.
Plus your skill dice.
Yeah.
So it'd be 2d20 plus 2d4 plus 1d4?
Yes.
Lowest of the d20s.
So a 9.
Alright, that misses. Not by much, though.
What the hell? That counted as a 15, that's...
That's because it counted the 2d20s as one. It added them together.
Weird that it did that.
That's what happens when you roll 2d20.
No, yeah, but he more or less understands that normally it's disadvantage, but I guess adding the extra die makes it get confused.
No, it did the same thing before when you just rolled a straight 2d20.
He's not.
It's the system that does it.
Yeah, he's not clicking the combat attack the weapon, then selecting snag. He's /
typing it in.
2d20.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay, yeah.
that's why
if
it adds
he's doing
together.
it like that, then yes.
Yeah. All right. Putty time. These guys are not your garden variety putties. I'm gonna take away a story point from me. No, not really.
I'm gonna see myself out now.
He's like, all right, guys, game's over. I'm calling it.
I've peaked.
All right, let's see. How much pain am I? Ooh, is that good enough? No. Definitely not. Yahar. All right. This top putty here is going to rip a piece of his vine off and hurl it at Jonas. Okay. Ooh. Jonas, what are you defending against with?
Toughness.
All right.
Actually, no, I defend with Ricky.
No!
He's not close enough for you to grab.
You can't reach me. Ha!
You already have a shield. You don't need a Ricky shield. It's an 11, so it misses. And the other guy is going to just kind of get in close. Everybody give me a alertness skill check.
$15.
All right.
20.
19.
Go ahead, reroll that one if you want, or you can take the story point.
Take the story point.
You want to take the story point? Okay.
Yeah.
Alrighty. So Donovan was too busy looking at his super silverizer and how shiny it was, and how much he's actually enjoying hitting from a distance. But the rest of you noticed that these putties weren't. You'd already noticed when you saw them originally that they weren't acting like normal putties. But as the fight went on, you noticed that every time one of them moved away from the dome, his position was covered by somebody else from inside the dome. Almost as if they were protecting it. Now it's Jonas's turn.
This guy.
Okay.
Boom and punch.
All right, go for it. He's gonna stand there and hold strong.
18.
That didn't work.
Fucking hopes and dreams, baby.
You still got a second attack, and if you have enough movement, you can go attack the other guy.
Jonas.
Hi.
You still have another attack,
Mm-hmm.
and if you had enough movement, you can go attack the other guy.
Oh, well, to attack the other guy. And punch.
All right, roll it.
16.
All right.
Paper mache.
All right, and we are out of combat. There it is. All right.
Oof. Where'd all those bodies come
So-
from?
Who had the scanner?
Me.
What did you do with it so you could use your halberd with two hands?
Magic pocket.
Your prison pocket. Got it.
Pocket dimension.
Pocket within a pocket. All right. As you finish up the putties, you get a better look at the vine growth in the dome, and you can track the density of it back towards that corner where you found and dug up that strange pumpkin all the way back when this whole thing started. The pumpkin that had been determined to be a seed for the pumpkin, the hell was his name?
Pumpkin King? Pumpkin
It was the
Lord?
pumpkin wrapper.
Oh, God, I remember him.
he's listed as being Pumpkin Remix in here. Because he's a different version of him. And you realize that the same vine work that would have been or that he would have been able to use against you, was what was controlling or wrapped around the putties. And their odd behavior was them protecting their territory, which was this inner dome area. But now that that's taken care of, you have a job to do.
Sweet. Because we gotta go into the gazebo. I'm gonna fucking waltz my way in. Do I have a clear line of sight of the sky?
Well, this isn't the gazebo.
Oh.
This is like a greenhouse.
Nice. Oh, duh. Gazebo. My bad.
Yeah, you have a clear line of sight. Even outside of it, like there's a roof on it, but you do have a spot that you can set up.
Okay. We're gonna go ahead and second verse same as the first. Sacrifice a personal power point and hold on for like 30 to 60 seconds.
All right. So you feel your power enter into the scanner. Lights come on, you push the button, and you know that it's doing its thing. You're pointing it directly at the sky. And once again, although it doesn't feel as long as it did the first time, these 30 to 60 seconds go over. It ends seemingly after a while. You hear the ding, and you get the acknowledgement that the device has finished getting the data that it needed from this location. And that is actually where we're going to call it tonight, because my throat is starting to bother me.
Oh no.
So next week, we'll pick up, and you'll be able to go to the remaining 3 locations, get the data you need, and continue on in this journey to find the source of the mechanomantic energy and the location of your missing friends and Angel Grove citizens, and even Goldar. I do find it funny that he is the only one from Rita's side that got taken.
And you know he's belly aching the entire time, wherever he's at.
Oh, yeah. He's...
Just, oh no, humans, you stink.
That was actually a pretty good impression.
I just channeled my inner Macho Man Randy Savage, not gonna lie.
Oh, yeah. Oh, that didn't help my throat.
Brother.